Bryson Dechambeau is a guy who sparks a lot of interest. Known for his big-hitting and scientific approach to the game, it looked like things were only going in one direction for this 28-year-old superstar. However, rumors of him wanting to walk away from the game, coupled with his injuries that have led to him pulling out of multiple tournaments, the question needs to be asked. Is the future not looking good for Bryson Dechambeau? First up, Bryson withdraws from TPC Sawgrass. Bryson Dechambeau withdrew from the Players' Championship that is due to go ahead this Thursday. This was announced on Sunday night after the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Dechambeau didn't give any particular reason regarding his succession, even if this is the second straight week he has been unable to compete. Dechambeau did, however, release a video on social media last Monday implying that he's not ready to compete just yet. For Dechambeau, it is indeed a tough decision to not play at Bay Hill. He also emphasized all the work he's been doing on the same week the PGA Tour commences. Dechambeau said that going back 90% fit would be a waste of time and he doesn't want to run the risk of adding to his injury. The question that some people are asking here, though, is how is Bryson feeling about the game of golf? It's not news to everyone that Dechambeau has been dealing with hip and hand injuries for quite some time now. The record also shows that before the Sony Open in January and after the first round of the Saudi International last month, Dechambeau withdrew. Bryson has had a few decent showings at Sawgrass as he finished T3 at the Players in 2021 and has made the cut all 3 times he played in the event at TPC Sawgrass. Next, Bryson and those rumors that he nearly quit golf. Rumors about Bryson Dechambeau retiring had surfaced at the end of 2021, despite the pro golfer only being 28 at the time. Most players are reaching the height of their careers at this point, so these comments were naturally met with skepticism. But for Bryson, these circulating rumors nearly convinced him to leave golf. Back in the summer of 2021, Bryson Dechambeau received negative attention from the public over his feud with Brooks Koepka and his comments on the COVID vaccine. At the time, Bryson also left his caddy, which fueled the rumors even more on the internet. Bryson considered quitting golf at this point, as the talks surrounding him nearly ruined his status within the golfing community. Dechambeau shut down most interviews following his opinions on the vaccine, and it was not until much later that he revealed it was a better option to walk away rather than put up with the negativity of social media. Bryson later won against Lee Westwood at the Arnold Palmer Invitational in 2021. He also won a spot on the US Ryder Cup team, and he was featured in World Long Championships while on course. At the same time, however, Bryson's feud with Koepka led to the removal of a memorial set by his fans. He had broken up with the longtime caddy Tim Tucker as he criticized his driver after an indifferent performance at the Open Championship. Dechambeau's controversial remarks on the COVID vaccine did not help with his image either, which only brought more attention his way. During a podcast, Dechambeau revealed that he spoke to Chris Pratt, who advised him to keep his career personality away from the real person he is at home. According to Bryson, he learned how to deal with keeping up his fictional character on the course and how to separate it from who he really is with his friends and family, something that all pro golfers should consider when on the field. You either love him or hate him. Like everyone else in the world, golf is innovating and players are adapting it. We can no longer think that every golfer should play like Seve, even if fans are stuck on the thought. This is the reason why a lot of fans have problems with what Dechambeau's doing in the process of his career, but not on the course itself. His performances have been exceptional, even if not achieved in the way desired by some. Fortunately, Bryson Dechambeau knows himself better than people who attack and tweet mean things about the way he plays. We need different characters. This is very cliche, but if every golfer played in the same way and had the same mannerisms, the game would become very boring. Breeding characters in golf can be tricky, so when someone comes along who likes it or not, shows some personality perhaps, that shouldn't be rejected, even if you think they cross the line on certain occasions. For the sport to thrive, you need the slow and mechanical, and the raw and flash will all coexist. You could make a strong argument that if everyone played like Bryson, the game would struggle. But on the flip side, the reason people enjoy Bubba Watson's play is that he breaks the mold. He is the exception and not the rule, and that, in many ways, is what makes him interesting. Bryson is a maverick, but not like any maverick we've seen before. We've seen many players like Seve, Bubba, and Daly who play the game with flair and appear to have skipped traditional golf lessons, while Bryson is so far the other way, it's a large part of his appeal and what makes him completely fascinating as a character. He is a golfing nerd, and as golfing fans, shouldn't we embrace that? Sometimes, like a lot of the golfing world, I have cringed that I have seen some of his antics. Like when in the Ryder Cup he displayed his annoyance for not being given a a putt by laying his putter on the floor to measure the distance, but I really think that can easily be forgiven when we analyze what he continues to bring to the game. Bryson does have himself to blame. I've spent most of this video defending Bryson, but does he have to take a lot of blame for the way he's perceived by the golfing public? It is true that a wide portion of society doesn't like different, but Bryson has been involved in a lot of conflicts, and at some point, you have to say there's a common denominator here, and it does involve him being at the center of a lot of conflicts and a lot of bad publicity. Truth be told, I don't think Bryson is that scared by conflict, otherwise he would behave in a wholly different manner, one suspects. His feud with Brooks could have been dismissed easily by one of them refusing to bite back or simply not playing the game at all, but secretly a huge part of them probably enjoys the rivalry, and the thought of getting one up on each other would be very satisfying for either of them. Another thing about Bryson is that he often considers himself to be a victim, but the manner in which he played the game was bordering on the ridiculous sometimes. Taking 2 minutes over one putt is not good for the game and can be seen as ungentlemanly conduct, even if his actions were not designed to have a negative effect on his opponents. Instead of taking this criticism on the chin, his initial reaction was to go on the front foot and fight, which in many ways is fair enough, as you need to defend yourself if you think you're in the right, but if it is the opinion of almost everyone on tour, then you do need to have some self-reflection. When he's on podcasts and live shows giving his own opinions about golf, he comes across as a very well-educated guy who loves the game of golf and has a razor-sharp focus to be the best player he can possibly be. This can be seen with people who have this sense to look for the good in a person, but his reputation for being a bit of a brat will still be there if he continues to feed headlines for media outlets with his behavior. When he blamed the manufacturers for his driver last year, it was common consensus that he was just making up excuses, and this is the type of behavior that doesn't exactly enhance his reputation. Granted, he is a student of the game, but any issues he had would have been better kept in-house. It is very unlikely that Bryson will retire from golf, and he will probably be an elite golfer for many, many years. He loves the game, is extremely fit, and should find some way to monitor the number of injuries he's been getting. He won't like it, but maybe that 90% fitness he was talking about is more than enough for him to compete at the highest level of the game. There we have it. What do you think of Bryson Dechambeau? Is he good for the game, and do you think these are just temporary setbacks for a guy who will be a major force in the game for many years to come? Please let us know in the comments below.